Hello friends, today we are going to understand a full bridge inverter circuit using the SG3525 PWM controller IC with output voltage feedback and current limiting protection. This inverter works from 12-volt DC input and produces 220-volt AC output. Let us begin from the supply section. The 12-volt battery supply first goes through a 47-ohm resistor and diode D1. This diode protects the circuit from reverse polarity. Capacitor C5, which is 1000 microfarad, and capacitor C6, which is 1000 nanofarad, provide supply filtering. Pin 15 of the SG3525 is the V-in pin. Pin 13 is the VCC, which supplies the current to the output pins of the IC. Now let us understand the oscillator section. Pin 5 is the timing capacitor pin CT. Pin 6 is the timing resistor pin RT. R1 and C1 set the oscillator frequency. This frequency is adjusted for 50 Hz output. Pin 4 is the oscillator output pin, but in this circuit it is not externally used. Pin 8 is the soft start pin. Capacitor C4 connected to pin 8 ensures that the PWM duty cycle rises slowly during startup. This prevents sudden surge current into the MOSFETs and transformer. Now let us move to the shutdown and control area. Pin 10 is the shutdown pin. The manual shutdown switch is connected to this pin. When this switch pulls pin 10 to ground, the PWM output immediately stops. Pin 9 is the compensation pin of the internal error amplifier. Capacitor C3 stabilizes the feedback loop. Now let us understand the voltage feedback system. The 220-volt AC output is first rectified using bridge rectifier BR1. The rectified DC is filtered using C8. Resistors R10 and R11 form a voltage divider from this rectified high voltage. This scaled down voltage is fed to pin 1 of the SG3525, which is the inverting input of the internal error amplifier. Pin 2 is the non-inverting input of the error amplifier. When the output voltage rises above the set level, the voltage at pin 1 increases. The internal error amplifier reduces PWM duty cycle. When the output voltage drops under load, PWM duty cycle increases automatically. This keeps the output voltage regulated. Now let us understand the output driver section. Pin 11 is output A. Pin 14 is output B. These two pins produce alternating square wave pulses. Each output passes through 10-ohm gate resistors and drives the MOSFET bridge. The upper side of the full bridge uses P-channel MOSFETs, specifically IRF 9540 devices connected in parallel to lower RDS on resistance. The lower side uses N-channel MOSFETs, IRF 540. When pin 11 goes high, one diagonal pair of MOSFETs conducts. When pin 14 goes high, the opposite diagonal pair conducts. This creates alternating current through the primary winding of the 0 to 12-volt transformer. The transformer secondary produces 220-volt AC output. Now let us understand the current limiting section. At the source of the lower MOSFETs there is a current sensing resistor labeled RS. The formula given is RS equals 1 divided by maximum current limit. The voltage developed across RS is monitored by transistor BC547. When the load current increases beyond the set limit, voltage across RS rises. The BC547 turns on. This pulls down the soft start or control node, reducing PWM duty cycle. If the overload is severe, the inverter output reduces sharply, protecting the MOSFETs. This provides short circuit protection and overload protection. So that completes the full explanation of this SG3525 based full bridge inverter circuit. If you are planning to build this circuit, make sure to use proper heat sinks, thick PCB tracks for high current paths, and a good quality transformer rated for the intended power level. If you found this explanation useful, you can share it with others who are interested in power electronics projects. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.